So in today's video, we're going to look at some of the common reasons why players might miss easy shots. So I think if you're watching players down the club or you're playing yourself, it's very common to find yourself on a shot like this blue that doesn't look too difficult, but very often we can find that we just catch one of the jaws of the middle pocket and the ball doesn't go in. We also find that when we're in and amongst the balls, we have a really good chance to score a nice break. We've got balls that look like they're right over the pockets, and very often we can find that we can just miss the pocket one side or the other. So in this video, we're going to explore a couple of the reasons why that may be the case. We'll use this first blue then as the first example in this video to show these easy shots that could be missed. So it looks as though we've got a relatively straightforward pot here on this blue, but oftentimes we'll see players missing these shots when we're looking in the local club. So I think the first big reason that players may miss a shot like this is that we take the shot for granted. So we think that there's not much distance between the white ball and the blue, we're only potting it into a middle pocket, so we just quickly get down and play the shot. Now I'm going to explain the big reason why professionals will never rush a shot like this, and they'll go through exactly the same pre-shot routine. So although the pot on this blue here may appear relatively easy, the positional side of the shot still requires that we execute that part of the shot very, very accurately. So when I pot this blue, I don't want the white ball to come somewhere down towards this red ball randomly. I want it very precisely positioned on this red ball. And that's why professionals will still go through that pre-shot routine. So although the actual pot might not be that difficult, the positional side of the shot is still held to very high standards. So that's why, even on this blue, you will see professional players standing behind the line of the shot, doing their walk into the shot, and then doing everything right to keep it nice and still and playing the shot. And you can see that time, by executing that shot very, very accurately, I've now left a little angle on this red so I can get back to the blue. This is the last red on the table, so I absolutely didn't want to finish too short on this red, because being a right-handed player, I can't reach. Having that extra bit of thought and executing that shot very, very accurately has meant that I can get my hand on the table, form my normal stance and play a nice comfortable shot up for the blue to try and complete the colours clearance. Now this is where the professional players have got a big advantage. They have got a very, very strict pre-shot routine. So before their hand even hits the table, they're standing up behind the line of the shot and they're making a very clear plan in their mind as to exactly what's going to happen on this shot. So obviously I need to stand up behind the line of aim on this shot so we can see that there. Now I also need to plan exactly what I'm doing with my white ball. So I want to bring my white ball down onto that red, and I want to leave a slight angle so that I can still reach the shot. Now all of that is planned before my hand gets anywhere near the table. I'm doing all of that in the standing position. And as I say, that's where the professionals now will have a big advantage. They will never casually walk round to the side of these shots and just walk around the table and think, well, I can just take this shot for granted and quickly get down to play it. They stand up behind the line of aim and they plan absolutely everything before their hand even hits the table. So I'm standing up again behind the line of aim, do my walk into the shot, do my feathers, keep very, very still when I play the shot, and execute the shot perfectly, leaving that little angle that I want to get on that red so that I can get back up to the blue. Now, another very big thing that's going to help players to pot these balls more consistently is to track the object ball all the way to the pocket. It looks as though here I've got a nice chance. I've got a red that looks like it's right over the pocket, and it's very easy for a player again to just concentrate on what the white ball's doing here and almost completely forget to track that red ball and watch it all the way to the pocket. So they quickly get down thinking that they can't miss the red and they want position on the black ball. So they get down, they're watching what the white ball is doing, looking at the white, and they've completely forgotten to keep their eyes on this red ball and keep very, very still and maintain their discipline on the shot. So this time I'm going to do exactly what we've just talked about, make a clear plan for exactly where I want the white to go and exactly what shot I'm playing. And then when I eventually walk into the shot, I place my hand on the table, I'm going to track that object ball all the way to the pocket and keep nice and still until that red ball has disappeared. So I've got my plan, I'm just bouncing off the cushion gently for the black. And now I'm going to walk into the shot, play the shot, track that red ball. Track that ball and then we can start to move and walk round to our next shot. So again, that next level of discipline of watching that red ball go all the way to the pocket is very, very important. You see lots of players with head movement, looking around the table, looking what the white ball is doing, but our primary focus has to be on that red ball going in first, and then we can flick our eyes to that white ball once the red ball has left the table. And now finally, the last thing I wanted to mention in this video is cueing straight. So I think it's very easy on these shots that seem a bit easier than the others to take for granted delivering and pushing the cue through in a nice straight line. So that's why you'll always see professionals go through the same routine. The cue comes back and then the hand delivers to the chest each time, and they practice that straight cueing over and over again. So it's very common here. You'll see players that think, well, this shot's not too difficult, so they can just quickly knock the shot in and not worry too much about going through the same routine. But if you're a player that gets into the habit of doing that, then you're not building up your muscle memory over and over again. The more we repeat that same movement of bringing the cue back in a straight line and trying to push it through in a straight line, the more we build up that muscle memory and our body gets more and more used to delivering in a straight line. So I've got this straight red here that I'm using as the example. That's why I would always stand behind the line, walk into the shot, deliver just to my chest nicely. And then I can do exactly the same again to build up that muscle memory. Got that nice straight shot, walk into the shot, do my feathers, bring the cue back, and push through to my chest. And I'm doing the same thing on every single shot. So even when I get these shots that may appear at first that they're a bit easier than some of the other shots, I'm still bringing the cue back and pushing and completing with my hand all the way to my chest. So there we go. I hope everybody found this video useful. So some key things there in terms of not taking any of these shots for granted. So just because the pot on the object ball might seem a little bit easier than some of the other shots we get, we're actually still held to very high standards in terms of controlling the cue ball. So that's why the professional players always have that plan, always have that pre-shot routine, and make sure they try and execute every shot and give every shot the same level of respect as the one before. So as always, if you did enjoy this video, then please give the video a like. If you want to see more instructional tutorials just like this one, then please subscribe to the channel. You can also support these videos as well on Patreon. So for anybody that wants to offer a bit more support and allow me to devote more time to filming and editing these videos, then the link for that is in the description below. For anybody that was interested in any personal one-to-one coaching sessions, visit my website at www.bartonsnooker.co.uk. And as always, thanks for watching. Cheers.